Let's look at the types of simulation that you will come across working with Simactors. We can categorise these into 5 different types. We have foundation simulation, forum-style theatre or fishbowl exercises, immersive or real-time sim, drama-led workshops, OSCEs and mock OSCEs. Let's look at all of these in a little bit more detail. Foundation simulation is a starting block of all simulation learning, an incredibly important part of what we do. This style of simulation allows a safe space for students to learn and perfect new skills. Think of it like a rehearsal, to put it in actors' terms. We want to empower students and get the very best out of them. Our message is that there is no such thing as a mistake in simulation. It's a chance to learn. With foundation simulation, it is important to note that at times you will be managing your own station due to the sheer volume of students that take part. Often we will use a carousel approach, with students rotating around different stations and you remaining in just one. For example, students may be learning an A to E assessment and will have a different goal on each station, such as gaining an informed consent, dealing with an anxious patient, or de-escalating an angry patient. Forum-style theatre provides a useful learning environment for students working as part of a larger group and is particularly good for those students who find it harder to actively participate in roleplay. In this format, 2 or more actors will perform a planned scene for the students. In this instance, students will be observers only and not be able to change the action. In the first round, the communication will usually go quite badly, and this will provide a stimulus for discussion led by a facilitator. The scene is performed again, and students will stop and redirect the action. Immersive or real-time simulation events can be a lot of fun, but also a lot of hard work. We create the drama in real time to support the students to fully immerse themselves in their environment. You may be asked to stay in character for up to 2 hours during an immersive simulation. We use this format to support all fields. The idea is to push students a little bit further to work outside of their comfort zone as fully fledged professionals. Our drama-led workshops are a new and exciting way of working with healthcare students outside of traditional simulation. We use drama-based games and activities with the goal of increasing concentration and energy before a simulation session. Our drama-based workshops are also a chance for students to build their professional role, much like an actor building their part. The workshops are brilliant for improving self-confidence and breaking down barriers when it comes to anxiety surrounding roleplay and simulation. OSCEs and mock OSCEs. OSCEs stand for Objective Structured Clinical Examination. These form the basis of all practical assessments students will take part in during their clinical training. When working on an OSCE or mock OSCE day, it is important to remember that you have to give the same performance to each student to ensure fair examination conditions are adhered to. On this note, please ensure you are working under examination conditions. On an OSCE day, no feedback is given directly to the student, but you may well be asked to give them a mark. No matter what type of simulation you are taking part in, there are usually 2 focuses of learning. It may be that the scenario goal focuses on communication, perhaps taking a history from you or delivering bad news to a relative. If not supporting a communication scenario, you may be required to support a physical assessment or treatment plan scenario in which students can learn or demonstrate their skills using your body as a model. So who will the students meet you as? There are, of course, an unlimited variation of scenarios and roles you could be a part of, but in general, they will fall into these categories: a patient or service user, a family member or friend of the patient, representing someone working for another agency, such as the police force. Students sometimes have to think about multi-agency working. You may find yourself playing the role of a bystander, purposely put in the scenario to create an obstacle or provide assistance. Lastly, you may also find yourself playing the role of a colleague. Students may work with you to consider complex conversations in the workplace, not just supporting members of the public. So how will the students meet you? Again, there may be many variations to this rule, but in general, you will work with students in the following of ways: alone, in a scenario that uses just one actor to support the students' learning; with another actor or actors in a larger scenario, where students may have to consider the dynamics between others. You may find yourself working with a mannequin to help bring them to life. In this instance, you may find yourself becoming the voice of the mannequin and answering questions for the students on the mannequin's behalf. Lastly, it is sometimes the case that you will support a big sick scenario in which you create the drama at the beginning and the students move on to supporting the patient physically using a mannequin. Hopefully, this has given an insight into the different ways we support students at Simactors. Please always remember to check your booking email to check what type of simulation you are taking part in, whether that simulation is communication-based or physical, and who you will be playing and working with. Please also remember to check the format, the task, the student goal, your role in the scenario, and the timings. Thanks for listening.